It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 13th of January. I'm Michael Groff. A fairly quiet weather pattern will be with us for the next 7 to 10 days, with periods of clouds, temperatures to remain at or just a little bit above seasonal averages. There may be an opportunity for a raindrop or two here or there, but overall, we're not expecting any significant precipitation anytime soon. All right, let's talk about it. First, looking at the almanac from yesterday, 70 degrees, the afternoon high, 49 was the morning low, the normal high 67 and the normal low 46. And as we take a look outside right now at 9:40 a.m., some high clouds around, and we're sitting at 52 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point at 32, relative humidity 47%. The winds are light, and the barometer is steady. Upper air analysis across the country shows troughing in the east, a ridge out here in the west. And just off of this graphic, well to the west of the Baja and California, we see an area of low pressure developing out there. And more or less, that feature isn't going to go anywhere for the next 7 to 10 days. And given its position, there will be these periods of mid and high level clouds. They could thicken up at times and even perhaps give us a stray shower or two during the forecast period. And we'll talk about that in more detail in a moment. The watch warning map shows some winter weather advisories across parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Iowa. Over the Northeast, very chilly temperatures continue with those bitterly cold wind chills, and some snowflakes are flying up there as well. Much of the nation is in cool, stable air, so the convective outlook reveals no organized areas of severe weather anticipated. In fact, you'll be hard-pressed to find any thunder, maybe way down there across far southern Florida, and that's about it. And here's a look at precipitation. This is valid through next Thursday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, nothing, and not much across the region. However, there's a little bit of a caveat here. The forecast starts to get a bit complex the further out we go, and there might be an opportunity for a couple of showers in here early next week or at some point way out toward the end of the period. We'll talk about all of it in more detail right now as we get to the models. And here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 06Z run. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, we've got a ridge out here across the west, but there is a short wave undercutting it across the Pacific Northwest and that area of low pressure well off the Southern California and Baja coast. But what it all means for us down at the surface today, a mix of sun and high clouds, and high temperatures, again, will get into the low 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy with overnight lows in the 40s to around 50, and then tomorrow more of the same. Highs pretty close to 70, a mix of sun and high clouds. Over the weekend, not much change. Some passing high clouds, high temperatures each day, Saturday and Sunday, pretty close to 70. That area of low pressure remains to the west of us. You can see a few showers possible just off the Southern California coast. Maybe a sprinkle or two makes its way onshore, but it does appear that Arizona will stay dry. But as we go to Monday, you'll notice some green beginning to show up on the map here across parts of Arizona, maybe a light shower or two. This run of the GFS being a little bit more bullish, bringing a piece of that upper low inland and maybe just enough moisture and dynamic support around for a passing shower. At this point, we're going to keep the forecast dry, but, you know, if this trend continues, we might introduce a very small chance of rain on Monday. Even if there were to be rain, it would be very widely scattered and extremely light, so we're not going to worry about it right now, but just something to keep in mind. But mild temperatures will continue, highs upper 60s to low 70s, more or less the same thing on Tuesday, maybe a sprinkle or a passing light shower, but again, we're not putting it in the forecast just yet, and high temperatures remain pretty close to 70. On Wednesday, we still have ridging over the Pacific Northwest, low pressure off of the Southern California and Baja coast, a west-southwesterly flow here. So again, some clouds around at times, but the ridge will begin to lose its impact on us if this is correct. So temperatures might back off a couple of degrees back towards seasonal averages, somewhere in the mid to upper 60s. Then as we go to a week from today, this is Thursday the 20th, still have that ridging over the Pacific Northwest. Low pressure continues off the Southern California and Baja coast. And with such a broad area of negative height anomalies, I would expect moisture to get drawn northward toward the greater southwest in this configuration. So it is possible, if this were to verify, we could see an increase in moisture and maybe chances of rain coming in here. But again, you know, there's just too many variables, too much uncertainty in this kind of a blocking pattern, especially 7 or 8 days out. Then, as we go out 10 days, this is Saturday the 22nd, Still have low pressure sitting to the west of us. This is actually a fairly complex flow pattern. You've got a ridge over the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada, but upper level energy kind of trying to undercut that. And then you've got that low pressure sitting to the west of us, a southwesterly flow here, and there would be no doubt in my mind that we'd have these periods of thicker clouds coming in here, but the positioning of any moisture and rain chances, that is just way too difficult to call in this setup. And speaking of forecast uncertainty, as we take a look at rainfall for Phoenix, this goes out through the 27th of January, coming off of the GFS ensemble, and quite a model spread here. You've got a couple of members that show nothing, all the way up to over 2.5 inches of rain. The confused ensemble mean sits right there, just over 1/2 inch. The control member is way up there, about 1.5 inches. So obviously, there's a lot of different solutions that could occur here. At this point, though, I would say that significant precipitation is not expected, but with that odd blocking pattern that we are seeing evolving here, that's one of those things that it would not take a whole lot to get deeper moisture in here, as we saw in the latter part of December. And then taking a look at temperatures off the national blend of models, for the most part, it looks like we will stay above average through much of the forecast period. And as mentioned in previous videos, even if we were to get that moisture coming in here from the subtropics, that is a warmer air mass, so even if rain were to happen, it would likely occur with temperatures still staying pretty close to seasonal averages. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave your comments, questions, and suggestions. As always, I invite you to check out my streaming station, KMGX. It's one of those places where we just play a ton of music and have a lot of fun doing that. Myself and the one and only Michelle are involved in that project, so check it out. And I leave a link to it in the description and instructions on how to listen with your smart speaker as well. And I thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, it is greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there once again today and have yourselves a tremendous Thursday.